But the way that I see it, there are two ways to grow: together and individually. And I've told a couple of you this, but there was at the Exponential conference a few weeks back, John, Angie, and Hans and I went to the first main stage speaker was named Christine Kane. And she's from Australia, so she talked a little bit like this. I'm not even going to try because I'm so awful at accents. But she said as a kid, her dad would take her to the coast, into the ocean, to go swimming as a young child. And sorry if I butcher this, John, you're the only one who knows how the story actually went. But she said that this place where she would be taken as a child to go swimming had some of the worst undercurrents ever. And she said that I don't know what my dad was trying to tell me or what, but that's where they would go swimming as kids. And what he would do is he'd put the umbrella right here, and then the towel, the beach towel right here. And he would tell them, her and her siblings, that when you're in the water, watch the markers. The umbrella and the towel, because it's really easy to drift. Because all you have to do to drift is do nothing. Mm-hmm. The undercurrent would just take you. All you would have to do is nothing. And I know that we focus a lot about the 2 years of COVID, and a lot of it kind of gets annoying because we talk about it so much, right? So I don't want to do that. I actually want to focus on the other side of things about how far we came together. I think from recording and seeing us recorded, the time we got to spend together, meeting new people, new lovely, wonderful people. I think the 2 years, we soared. Like, we friggin' soared as a team. And I've never been so proud, so honored, so overjoyed to get to do what we get to do together with the coolest people in all the lands. So thank you. But I think that this, because we've come so far, because it's so good, this is the place that we could just lean into that and just coast in the progress we've made, which is doing nothing. Because all you have to do to drift is nothing. So, two things. Together and individually. Clearly the highest caliber, at least to me, this is the highest caliber that we've ever been working on. So, leaders crave challenges. They want to conquer and exceed. So I want to give us all, this is including me, and I'm hoping through having music out 4 to 8 weeks, plans out, invites 4 to 8 weeks, some of a little bit more analytical stuff that I do, you'll see tonight. Hopefully you'll see that it's not me preaching to you, but it's all of us together. So individually, it's really easy to live in our spot right here. It's really easy to be like, I play guitar and I sing to 100 people or whatever it is on Sundays and Wednesdays, and that is what I do. I do that, I come here, I do my thing, and I go home. It's easy to be siloed. That's the word that gets said a lot, right? It's easy to be isolated in a small town in Minnesota, in a little church. So I think we can look at the next levels of A, our instrumentation, and B, our ministry. So starting with instrumentation, here are several different places you can go and log on. Why don't you just pass those out? Actually, give me one so I can read it. Thank you. Several different places that you can log on to any of these sites, find your instrument, and dig in. So just looking on the left side, top to bottom, worshipartistry.com. You can see all the information. Worship Artistry, you can search. I looked at every song that we played today. It had drums, piano, vocal, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass. It had all the parts. Yes, it might be in a different key because they sing real high, but you can see exactly what they do. Do I want you to play exactly like them? No, I want there to be freedom in what we do, right? But to see what they're doing, to get ideas, I think that's a great idea. So you can do that. And then worship initiative.
Tambourine, so
Yes, I think there's a whole bit of that.
We're submitting those?
Yes, yeah. I've put in a complaint already about tambourine, so it's coming.
We emailed it on.
Okay. Guys.
Yes.
'Cause I feel tonight.
And the worship initiative also has song specific lessons as well. But also the worship initiative and worship coach sites have actual lessons. So not just worship song specific, but actual, this is how you play guitar better. I'm gonna learn drums, dang it, if it's the last thing I do on this earth. And I'm gonna learn from Worship Initiative and worshipcoach.com. So there's that. There's also YouTube. We've done this a lot. I've sent a lot to especially Jep and to Steve. Tutorials, drum tutorials found in you, bass tutorials. So there's always those options as well. YouTube, music notes for piano. I know you do that a lot. Kim is a genius. She'll put in the song name, she'll take the first page that's free, print it out, and then base everything off of that, right?
That's what
Genius.
I
learned from the best.
Yeah, that's good.
So wonderful. Music note, I said that. Ultimate guitar for tabs, bass and guitar. And you can transpose in that, I love that. Song select, I've given that to Kathy. It's actually songselect.com, and it's the same information as I have on that. I just don't have it on there. And I'm working very closely to bring in new tools that will actually help unify us in order in where you can actually just in the app follow along with the song and put your part, like just hear your part isolated too. So if anybody sees an extra $1,500 laying around, holla at your boy. All right. So Kim, not to put you on the spot, but how many hours or days or what kind of discipline do you encourage your piano students to have weekly?
Well, each song 3 times a day.
Each song 3 times a day. Well, you're a lot stricter than I am. I need to up my game as a
Wow.
piano instructor. No wonder your kids are better than mine. So just a reminder, what we do here is rehearsal, right? What we do here is rehearsal. And this is not practice. I'm not saying any of this for shame or anything like that, but in excitement. I know some of you, or most of you, probably all of you, do this already. And I want you to hear, this is not me getting after anyone, but a look at what we've already been able to do in the last couple of years. What else can we accomplish together if we put in 3 times per song a day?
No.
Or 1 extra time per week for what we're already doing. Right? I love this quote. Jim Rohn is one of my favorite authors, personal development, leaders, gurus. He says, every life form seems to strive to its maximum except human beings. How tall will a tree grow? As tall as it possibly can. Human beings, on the other hand, have been given the dignity of choice. You can choose to be all or you can choose to be less. Why not stretch up to the full measure of the challenge and see what we all can do? So that's musically, and then going into spiritually and leadership. Those sites, especially the initiative and worship coach have different kind of worship leadership stuff. But so there's those options. But I'd also encourage you to sign up for the 28-day Acts Challenge. Amazing work that they've been doing. And it's not too late. You could easily binge through that this weekend in an hour and a half. I bet you could catch up. It's not too late. But I'd also like to suggest the podcasts. There's tons of them, right? These are some of them that I really like. Take a look through them. Churchfront Worship Leader Podcast, Worship Leader Probs. They have a section in each one of their podcasts where they go through, they call it prayer requests, where people will put in like passive aggressive like things into like their prayer requests or their online service comments, and it's stinking hilarious. So that's Worship Leader that's Worship Leader Probs, the Making Sunday Happen podcast, Church Pulse. Worship Artistry, which is the first website, the first website I have on there. They have one. I was listening to that today. But take a look at them, find the titles that speak to you and take a listen. There are millions and millions of people who do what you do and what we do, and I promise to you it will breathe life into what you are doing here and your life outside of the church as well, because they're all connected. I like podcasts on car rides, when I work out, when I'm cooking or cleaning or really anything. So now we have 15 minutes. Well, that's more than enough time. I'd like to start talking about number system.